Today we're going to do something a little bit different. A friend of mine gave me the idea of doing a tier list when I first started this channel, and I think now is a good time to see how it works out. And at the end of this video, I'd like you to let me know if you want me to do other parks or other Disney related content. But without further ado, let's get into the tiers. Before I get into the meat and potatoes of this list, there are two rides that I haven't been on. The first being Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and the other being Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Just a slight drawback to not taking a vacation since 2019. I put them in their own category right here at the bottom. Doesn't mean that they're good, and it doesn't mean that they're bad. But if this video could get double-digit likes, I'll redo this list if I could get some time off at the end of the year. I think it's safe to say that not too many people love Journey into Imagination with Figment. Whether it be a lifeless reboot to the original Imagination, or cutting the ride time in half. But there's a lot not to like about this ride. But I think there are some redeemable qualities to keep this out of the D tier. I genuinely think Figment's open house is one of the best scenes in all of Disney World. And bringing back the iconic One Little Spark song was great to see return. I'll say those two things will keep Journey into Imagination with Figment out of the basement and plant it firmly in the C tier. We'll take a walk next door and take several flights of stairs down through the Land Pavilion and wait online for Saurin. Ironically, my biggest complaint with this ride is standing in this queue, but you can see how I feel about that in my top 10 worst Disney queues video. Normally I'm not a huge fan of simulator rides in general, but being lifted high in the air as wind and smells engulf your senses, I'd be lying if I said I didn't see the appeal to this ride. If you watch my channel for any length of time, you know how much I love old Epcot. And I can be an elitist when it comes to newer attractions. But as long as no one in your family is afraid of heights, Soaring I think is a rite of passage for newer Disney fans. It's not my favorite ride, but I think the B tier is a perfect spot when it comes to my taste. Next, we'll head to World Showcase and make our way to Mexico. This may be a little controversial, but I absolutely love the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros. Just the whole pavilion in general is amazing to me. Having the ride and restaurant being separated by the river the attraction rides along, single-handedly makes this my favorite pavilion in Epcot. Sure, it's not pushing the boundaries with the latest technology, or may not make any top 10 lists, probably besides my own, but I'll put it here in the A tier. Some may say it's too high, but I think there's a silent majority that love this ride just as much as I do. We're going to go from one end of the spectrum to the other. This is probably my least favorite ride in any of the parks. I've been on both versions of Mission Space, as well as the green and orange missions, and I don't think I've had a positive experience any time I rode it. Some might say I'm bitter because it replaced Horizons, but being nauseous for the rest of the day because I went on this ride isn't my day of fun. That's not to say I think anyone is wrong for enjoying this attraction, it's just not for me. So it goes without saying that it goes straight to D tier. Let's get a little more positive and talk about the most recognizable landmark in all of Disney. The first thing many beginners see on their first trip is the big golf ball, also known as Spaceship Earth. The bridge between classic Epcot and modern parkgoers, this slow-moving time machine is far and away my favorite ride in this park. People could argue over which iteration or narrator is their favorite, but as long as this attraction is operational, I'm happy to have it in any form. This is 100% an S tier attraction for me, and it'll be hard for any other ride to come close, but maybe there is one other. The Sea with Nemo and Friends is a weird one for me. There's nothing I really hate about it, but I don't really find myself looking forward to riding it. With that being said, I do always take the time to board my clamshell at least once per trip. I do love the queue, but I almost feel like you spend more time walking to the boarding area than you do the actual ride. But I can't really be mad at having an aquarium in Epcot. We'll have our first double up in an actual tier and place it with Journey into Imagination with Figment in the C tier. Certainly not D tier material, but no way it makes it any higher than that. Let's head to World Showcase for the last time this video. As we head to Norway and to Frozen Ever After, you'll find an amazingly themed ride for fans of the movie. The ride itself is fine for what it is. You'll find all your favorite characters, hear your favorite songs, all while traveling on maelstrom boats. I'll put Frozen Ever After in the B tier. I can't say I love it, but I do enjoy my time on this ride more than most. It doesn't quite make it to the A tier because I'm not a huge fan in the movies, but for someone else who loved every single one, I could see this being an S for someone else. Our penultimate entry is one I had the hardest time deciding on. Living with the Land is definitely one of my favorite rides in Epcot, but can I justify it being an S tier? The music, the theming, the nostalgia, all play a part in how much I love this ride. Learning that all parts of a lily pad is edible, and seeing how science has shown how the Middle East can grow crops in the desert are always fascinating, even though I've heard the same voiceover 1,000,000 times. I think I'll keep it in the A tier because if I'm being honest, there's a huge gap between this and Spaceship Earth. Catch me on a different day, and my answer might change, but today, Living with the Land stays as an A. And finally, we'll take a ride over to Test Track and see where it falls on this list. I'll be going over version 2.0, since obviously I haven't been on the newest version. I do like Test Track, but I can't say I love it. This line moved at a snail's pace, but you could use the single rider line, but you miss out on making your car, which was the whole point of version 2.0. And the big climax of this ride was going the speed limit on most major highways. This came out a little bit more negative than I intended it to, so I guess that's a sign I should put it in the C tier. Obviously not my first choice, but with the World of Motion collaboration, this could be much higher in the future. But that'll do it for this episode. Let me know if you enjoyed this and tell me if you'd like to see more tier lists in the future. So until next time, drop a like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if I earned it, and thank you for watching.